This is Ken Cooper. He's the interim managing director of the Bay State Banner. It's the paper that's had the urban beat since, 1965? 1965. Full disclosure, I interviewed him when I was a student. You've been on the government policy and social policy beat forever at the Globe and the Washington Post. I was doing a paper, and you've won a Pulitzer for the race factor. So we want you to kind of chime in with the NAACP here. What do you think the significance is of having this conference at this location at this point in history?
Thanks, Rondella. And you obviously conducted a very good interview when you were in college.
Yes, yes.
I think it's more important when this convention occurs than where. We're in a moment in history where the Supreme Court and certain governors around the country seem committed to taking this country back, leaping backwards. And the NAACP throughout its history has been on the front line of pursuing and seeking and expanding rights for people of all colors, but particularly Black people. And in this moment in time, I think the country needs the NAACP to be its very best advocacy self.
What do you think we need to change? Like, what are the next steps? Everybody seems to know kind of what the issues are.
You mean for Boston or more generally?
For Boston. Let's talk hometown.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is we need to share the wealth. It's called the Commonwealth for a reason. And what do I mean by that? The sad fact of the matter is that white people are hogging more than their fair share of the best jobs up and down the educational levels, in life sciences, in financial service, even in the building trades. That's the first step. I mean, all these corporations talk about and profess that they believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I believe them. But show us the numbers. And if your numbers don't match your rhetoric, then do something about it.
So many people say, oh, how do you like living in Boston? And the implied word is Boston is racist. How does this, and quickly, kind of help change the image, if at all?
Only in a marginal kind of way.
Okay.
I think it's an illusion that it will do more than that. You have 10,000 people here. You have millions of African Americans who harbor this image of Boston, and it's not going to change. And quite frankly, I'm not sure all the people here have that image in their head. I was talking to a young delegate from Texarkana, Texas yesterday, and I asked her what she thought about Boston. And the first thing out of her mouth was whether she could understand accents up here.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution to this discussion.